everybody. It is 11:59. We're gonna get started here soon. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us. We know you could have been in 1,000 other places, but you're here, so we don't take it for granted. Thank you.
Absolutely. How's your day going, Les? You ready?
Fantastic, man. It's a beautiful Friday here in Maryland. The weather is nice. It is beautiful. And we're getting ready to dish out some value here, so I'm excited.
Absolutely. I am too. I think the weather is getting better and people are beginning to go out, so can't wait to get out too myself. Well, first of all, we're here on a mission to deliver value. So let's get that going.
All right. It is 12 p.m. We're gonna give it about a minute, then we'll get started. But if you don't mind, for everybody joining, just indicate where you're joining from. Drop your name and where you're joining from in the chat. We would appreciate that. I see Rosha is so excited from Los Angeles. Welcome, Rosha. Glad to have you on this presentation.
How you doing, Rosha? Good to see you.
All right, everyone. This is amazing. Hold on, I'm just gonna stop sharing. Manny from Los Angeles. Los Angeles, man, we got a lot of LA people in the house today. This is amazing.
We have people from everywhere in the world joining. All right, guys, don't worry. We'll be starting here shortly. And then we're going to be dishing out all this great insight.
Yes, sir.
What time is it now? I think we got it's 12:01. Let's give it like maybe 12.
Give it a couple more minutes, maybe one more minute, then we get started, Tenny.
Let's give it like 2 more minutes. I think we should be good.
Okay, you got it, boss. All right, welcome everybody.
Thanks, Rosha. Appreciate it. Hey guys, as we're about to get started, please, as you're putting in where you're calling in from, or you're joining us from, please, if you have questions, drop it in the chat. We're definitely going to be getting to your questions. And of course, we're going to provide the content that we have prepared here for you and take your questions afterwards. But as you're getting your questions coming in, just drop them so that you don't forget it. And we'll make sure we'll get to them and address the questions as well. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's kick it off.
All right, everybody. We are excited, super excited here at Excite Capital to present to you today to get you on your path to financial freedom. Today, we are going to be presenting you 3 simple steps that if you apply, if you go out there tomorrow and apply these steps, it's going to get you on your path to acquiring your first apartment building. So guys, we believe in the importance of giving value. Our mission here at Excite Capital is not just to create wealth for ourselves and our investors, but also to create a platform where we could educate others to create wealth. And over the last 5 years of our inception, that's what we've been doing. And our members of our community have been reaching out to us and asking us to create something that they could use to replicate our path, to save that time, to avoid some of the mistakes that we've made along the way so that they could speed up their own process. And we decided this year to create just that. And this presentation today, Your Path to Financial Freedom, is a small step towards that. So stay tuned because you're in for a treat.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Now, imagine for a second, right? You wake up every morning, not to the sound of an alarm clock, right? But to the gentle hum of a thriving apartment investment. That's the investment that you've made in an apartment building. As you sit and enjoy your morning coffee, you glance out the window, overlooking a beautiful property that you've spent a significant amount of time in improving. You see your residents walking around, enjoying all the amenities that you've built, enjoying time with their family, living in a safe and secure environment. And throughout the day, as you manage this investment with ease, knowing that your hard work is paying off, you are not just a landlord, you are a community builder, You are a visionary. This, my friends, is the world of multifamily ownership. This is where dreams become reality, and this is where investments create lasting impact. This is such a beautiful asset class to be part of because you're not just creating wealth for yourself and your investors, you are creating a significant amount of value for your community as well. That is why we get so passionate about our multifamily investing, and that is why we're bringing it to our community so that other people who are serious about taking the step forward to buy these apartment buildings could know the steps on how to acquire it themselves. And I know the dream I just sold to you sounds really, really enticing, right? But Tenny, you want to tell them a little bit more about this beautiful dream?
Absolutely. So, guys, think about it, right? When it comes to investing, there's a lot of things that comes to mind right away. Complexity of it, networking, fear, uncertainty, lack of knowledge, limited access, and all of these things that comes to mind when you think about investing in real estate or going into anything that's new anyways. And anything that you think about that will stretch you a little bit, immediately the thought of it comes into play because we as human beings would like to stay in our comfort zone, right? And if you're thinking about going, let's say right now, you're somebody that is doing flips, wholesaling, you'll have a small multifamily deal, and now you're looking to expand. The first thing that will come to your mind is like, man, how can I actually get this done? And with you just thinking about that, you've become very, very overwhelmed by it, right? You start thinking about how do I navigate the market? Like currently the market, we're having a significant challenge in the market right now. And you thinking about doing it, you start asking yourself, how do I navigate this market? How do I secure financing? How do I find the right property management company that can help me manage these deals? And of course, who's going to be there to guide me through this market dynamics? Trust me, that's exactly what I experienced. That's what we experience as partners. Think coming all the way from Nigeria, coming here to go to school for IT. I don't know anybody that owns multifamily real estate property. Now, thinking about me doing it, it was completely overwhelming, right? But guess what? We figured it out. We put our one foot in front of the other, and we went ahead and learned what is required to get it done. And those are some of the strategies we're going to be sharing with you right now. We're going to be demystifying some of those complex items that people make you feel like it's too hard. You cannot do it. Those are some of the things we're going to be sharing with you all today. Also,
Yes.
how do I get access to the folks that can give me these deals? Guys, stay tuned. We're going to share with you all how you can network your way towards getting these deals. You think about the fear of actually doing it when it comes to investing. Don't worry. We're going to teach you how to minimize your risk and increase your return when it comes to investment in multifamily real estate. And when it comes to the knowledge, we got you as well. We're going to be sharing with you some of the resources that we've used to take us from where we start from ground zero to where we are right now. And of course, deal, I'll get you guys hooked up with deals. So Leslie, let's get to the next slide.
Hey, I remember where we started, and we said we were going to go buy an apartment building, and Tenny was like, "I don't have any rich uncles. I hope you have rich uncles." I'm like, "Well, you should, because I don't have any rich uncles either." So we had to figure it out along the way, and these are the things that we figured out that we're sharing over here with you today. So today we're going to be going over 3 simple steps, right? That, as we said, when you apply these steps, you're going to be successful in this business. The number 1 step is how you create unlimited deal flow, where you have the right deals coming to you, deals that have the potential to create significant returns. And we're going to show you how we did it. We're going to show you exactly the process of how we did it and the results that we got. We're also going to be teaching you how you create a community, how you attract capital, right? One of the Achilles that a lot of people have when you're thinking about buying an apartment building is, where am I going to get all that money from? Well, we started with nothing. I have 3 African immigrants with no rich uncles, nothing. And we've been able to create that platform that attracts the right set of capital to buy these deals. And you can do that too. And finally, we're going to cover how, when you have these assets, how you maximize the returns when you own these assets, because That is truly where the rubber meets the road. That is where real value is created. So now I'm going to pass it along to our amazing Director of Acquisitions, the man himself, Mr. Teni Tolofari, to tell you guys how you get like unlimited deal flow. And before we actually go there, actually, Teni, hold on for a second. Before we actually go there,
Dude, you want me to just give them right away? Yeah, let's.
Let's hold on for a second there. For everybody that's joining us, we appreciate you. For those that actually stay with us till the end, you have an opportunity to schedule a strategy call with us. This is something that we charge thousands of dollars to consult with people for, but you get an opportunity to schedule a free strategy call with us. So stay tuned to the end. And I know I'm getting too excited and being a little bit moving too fast ahead. Before we go too fast ahead, it's important that you know who we are.
Absolutely.
And what makes us, what gives us that credibility to be here today to tell you about these steps. I am Leslie Awasom, one of the founders here of Excite Capital Investments. We are a private equity firm specialized in the acquisition of multifamily assets. This platform was co-founded by three of us. Our amazing CEO, Dr. Julius Oni, who is not here with us today physically, but is always here with us in spirit, and our amazing Director of Acquisitions, Mr. Teni Tolofari, whom you guys got to meet a few minutes ago. Together, along with our team, right, over the last 5 years, we've acquired $168 million of assets. We started this journey as 9-to-5 professionals. That is very important. We started as busy working professionals, and we were able to build this platform as busy working professionals. And this is some of the things that we've been able to accomplish. Over the last 5 years, we've acquired $168 million of assets. We have raised over $32 million from our investors, distributed back to our investors about $7.5 million, creating returns of about 30% average annual returns. Doing all of this while maintaining our full-time jobs. And again, we started with nothing, no connections, no rich uncle, nothing, and we've been able to figure that out along the way. What we are doing here today is to speed up your process, right? You're going to get to learn from our mistakes. You're going to get to learn from our experiences so that if you are interested in getting on this path, your journey is going to be much easier than ours. This is our mission. This is something that we're passionate about. And so without further ado, pass it over to you now, Teni. I know you're excited to talk because you love to talk.
Dude, I'm going to take it easy on you guys today. I'm just going to give you guys what you need so that I don't waste your time that much. But I'm going to be sharing with you all the strategy that we've used to acquire $168 million of assets. Now, remember, one of the things that we talked about as some of the challenges, a lot of folks that are, just trying to scale their single family portfolio to multifamily, folks that are doing flipping, folks that are doing buy and hold, and any stage in your life, and you're thinking to scale your multifamily real estate deals, this is how we did it. And it took us a lot of trial and error for we to get here. So it's very important that you pay attention. Now, if you're driving, if you're, you're distracted, but you want deal flow, endless amount of deal flow. Let me give you a context. What I mean by a significant amount of deal flow. Amount of deal flow where your team is not capable of underwriting all the deals that's required to do at a particular period of time. That means your team becomes overwhelmed, like, man, there's just too much deal. That is what I'm talking about here. Because when you think about it, if you're trying to find a diamond or you're trying to get a diamond, in the process of getting a diamond, you have to go through a lot of dirt. Anybody that tells you that, hey, I have a deal today, boom, tomorrow I'm buying the deal, that's not true. Because in order for you to get a real deal, you want to get that right gem, you have to go through a lot of deals. And that is our experience. And the sequence I'm going to be walking you through right now is a process on how you can do that. And why is that important? So deal flow is this, like I said here, is crucial for you to search apartment opportunities that will actually provide the returns that gives your investors what they're looking for, what you promise them, right? Deal flow also means that it gives you the opportunity for you to actually understand different neighborhood, gives you an understanding for you to build a relationship with the folks that have access to those deals in those markets. Because as you go through more deals, you're able to build relationship, right? Consistent deal flow also keeps you active in the market, right? For example, in the marketplace right now, me, myself, and Miles lead the acquisition team at Excite Capital. Any broker you call in the market that we're in right now, they know our names. And guess what? The only reason why is because of familiarity. They've seen us submit offers on deals, 12 deals, review deals, download the financial on deals, and all of that good stuff, right? So what I'm going to be walking you through right now is the process that we've used to acquire these deals. Now, there's a philosophy out there that says, if you want to get a deal, go to LoopNet. Specifically, if you want to start getting commercial real estate. When I say commercial real estate, I'm talking about, especially commercial multifamily real estate, I'm talking about 5+ unit. They say go to Crexi or go to LoopNet. Guys, listen closely. That is where deals go and die. If you go look at deals in LoopNet, 9 out of 10 times, those deals are either overpriced, they have some fundamental issues, or you have a third-party player in the mix. That means you're not dealing with a direct broker who is dealing with a direct seller. So what do we do at Excite Capital? We use a strategy where we identify the top broker in any market across the country, across the United States of America. We find out who the top broker is by transaction volume. That means if they did 100 deals in that market, these top brokers did 95% of those deals. Those are the guys who we're about to introduce you all to. And how do you find that information? Right now, if you're in front of a computer, I'll encourage you to go to Google. Simple steps. This thing is not a secret. It's out there in front of you right now. If you go to Google and you type CoStar Power Broker Award winners, the first item that comes out there, you click on it, it will take you to the CoStar Power Broker website. And what does CoStar do? CoStar is a commercial real estate firm that recognizes the power brokers of every market when it comes to commercial real estate, be it retail, be it office, be it industrial. If you go to that website and you choose your market, let's say right now I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I go there and I choose Charlotte, North Carolina, and I choose 2023, I'm going to have a list of all the top brokers in that market on all of these different commercial real estates, right? And all you got to do at this point, simple. You just reach out to the brokers. I say, hey, my name is Tenny. I would like to work with you. But now there's a key. If you do that, a lot of times they'll be like, this is just one of those guys. You have to think about a good way to build rapport and build a relationship with these brokers. And the easiest way to do that we found out in our company is to give something to them. And not like you're going to go to the store and go buy something expensive and be like, yeah, I want to go flex. I own a private equity firm. No, all you're giving is something simple. Connect with them on LinkedIn and just send them a simple congratulatory message and say, hey, Tenny, I saw that you're one of the power brokers for Charlotte, North Carolina for 2023. Congratulations. That alone opens the door to you, with you and that broker. And guess what? From there, you go to that website, you find a deal. Hey, you say, hey, this is Tenny that I reached out to you on LinkedIn. Again, congratulations again. I like this deal on your website. Can you give me more information on that deal? And by the time you start working with the broker, having conversation constantly, and you have a list and their name and their firm. There's no guessing game anymore. Now, this right here will solve your problem when it comes to deal flow. Because now you have the company name, you have the broker's website, you're communicating with the brokers, they can give you on and off market deals. And as long as you're continuing to work with them and continuing to improve your process, trust me, you're going to find a deal. And you find one market that's close to you, another market, before you know it, you have so much deal that you're not able to underwrite it. So that's the strategy that Excite Capital have used to actually get unlimited amount of deal flow in our underwriting process. And I encourage you, if you're looking to get deals, go through these steps. And of course, please drop questions in the answers, questions in the chat, and I'll be here to answer those questions for sure. Leslie, can we look at the next slide, please?
Tenny, you want to tell them how when we started, we were given a script on how to call brokers and talk on the script and how we were getting brokers hanging up on us.
So and that's what a lot of people do in these programs, right? Like you go there, they'll tell you that, hey, this is exactly how you do it. Like as you can observe, I didn't say, oh, you must do this, you must do that. No, it's a relationship-based business. Based on who you're having conversation with, you know how you can interact with them because we're all human beings. These are sales brokers, or they're individuals are trying to make transaction. You need to connect with them, give them praise, start having conversation with them, right? When we first started, you know, the program we went to, they're like, hey, take the script. This is how you call and this is how you have a conversation. And guess what? Do you know how many people calls folks, the top brokers in Charlotte, North Carolina? Do you know how many people are trying to buy a multifamily real estate deal in North Carolina? It's a significant amount of people all across the country, and they get these calls offered. So the question is, what do you need to do to separate yourself from the pack? And guess what? You just give them something, give them praise, go through their deal, give them feedback. And once you keep doing that, you're gonna get their heart, you know. And then of course you want to network your network in the industry. You know, broker is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to building your team. You need a mortgage broker. Basically, the mortgage broker, they give you the debt for the deal. And then when I talk about debt, you know, we have Fannie, Freddie, you have private lenders that, you know, augments the capital stack. Capital stack, I'm talking about how much you have to put down and how much the bank is giving you. So the debt brokers, you want to build good relationship with them so that they understand your model on how you underwrite deals. Also, a significant piece of what we've done, we couldn't do this without a property management company, a reputable property management company that knows your business plan and have done your business plan in the past, and that can help you acquire a deal, go through the process of acquiring the deal, and helping you manage the deal for you to meet your business plan and projections. And then you want to make sure you have a real estate accountant and a syndication and a contract attorney as well. An accountant, a syndication attorney if you're doing syndication, and a contract attorney that will help you negotiate your purchases, that will help you negotiate your purchase and sales agreement. And then finally, you want to find out business partners. There's no way I could do this business without my two founders, and of course, my team. Without my brothers and my team, it's impossible for me to be here and doing this business. So I found a great partners. Now, if you can start working on it, and the partner will come. You will attract the right partner. And then finally, loan guarantors. Now, there are some people on this call that have a lot of money. You might not need a loan guarantor. Loan guarantor comes in the point of they will help you bring their net worth, or they'll bring their liquidity, and of course, and their experience as well. So a lot of these are like, I'm going into significant details, but these are some of the things you will need as a team for you to buy these large apartment buildings. So yeah, Leslie, I think that's the team. What's on the next slide? Go ahead to the next slide, please.
You got it. It's about attracting capital.
Do you want me to take this, or you got it?
I got it, Tenny.
My man, let's go.
Drink some water. You know, I know you've been going hard. Now, if there's anybody on this call that has ever heard the phrase "find the deal, the money would come," just say yes in the chat. I just want to see some yeses, because this is a very common phrase that is common in the real estate circle. It is something that I heard when I started, and we bought into it. And boy, oh boy, the story was not a very good story. Now, you hear people say, find the deal, the money will come. And coming into a space, for example, like multifamily, where you're coming in, you probably have a lot of peers. You've heard some of the things that Tenny has spoken about. It might seem a little bit overwhelming. So for you, the comfort zone might be, oh, let me just go find a deal and then the money will come to me. Well, we fell into that trap. We did exactly that. And then we found an amazing deal. And guess what? I want everybody to tell us, just guess how much money we were able to raise for that deal. Please, if anybody can guess, you will automatically book a spot for a strategy call. So drop your numbers in the chat. Let me see what is saying in the chat. How much money do we raise? I'm seeing some yeses. How much money do we raise, guys? Somebody saying $10,000.
That's really good.
I'm seeing something. Somebody says 2 million. Oh, thanks, Nicole. What else? What else we got?
Come on, guys, come on, participate.
Okay, that's good. I see 150,000. Abigail, that's nice. 500K. Oh my God, Punto, 5 million. Oh, wow, 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 wow. You guys are very generous. Guys, we raised a total of $0. You got that right. We were not able to raise a single dollar, and we had an amazing deal. How I know it was an amazing deal? Because we ended up investing our own funds in that deal, and that deal is doing amazingly well today. It was a great deal in a great market with very minimal risk, but we were unable to raise a single dollar, and because we fell into that trap. And we are going to help you step away from falling into that trap. Raising capital is not about asking money from people. It's about creating value and attracting capital to you. And how do you do that? Here are 3 simple steps that you could do that. By having a strong brand, building a strong network, and by going to networking events and effective communication. Let's dive in a little bit deeper on building a brand, because this is very important, guys. Building a brand is very important because your brand is what stands out and tells the world who you are. Building a brand starts by creating what we call a customer avatar. You have to be specific who you want to serve. Who are you building this business for, right? And once you identify who you're building this business to serve, you got to identify that avatar by name, age, gender, what they do for a profession. One of the great exercises that I like doing with our mentees is I ask them to create that avatar and imagine what that avatar does on a daily basis. From whenever they wake up in the morning, be it 5 a.m., 6 a.m., or whatever, track every hour of the day. What are they doing? What are the pain points? What makes them angry? What makes them happy? You got to know all of these facts so that you're able to properly identify the pain points, right? So you can communicate properly with your avatar. Because while we're offering the same value, which is creating wealth through our investing in apartment complexes, the way I'm going to present it to a healthcare professional is going to be different from how I present it to a tech professional or somebody that has experience in investing, right? So you have to understand who your customer avatar is, and that is who you build your brand around, right? From your website, the newsletters that you send out, from the platforms that you engage with your avatar on, you got to identify where your avatar lives, because not every social media platform is where your avatar goes to. So by identifying who your avatar is, you have created a strong pillar, a cornerstone of your brand and how you're going to be building your brand, right? The other thing you want to be doing is going out to networking events. Now, when you get into the real estate space, you're going to see a lot of networking events that are related to real estate. When we started, we went to a ton of real estate events, and the natural inclination when we talk about networking events to attract capital is you think, oh, I want to go to real estate events. And that's what a lot of people teach out there. They tell you go out to network at real estate events, go network with other real estate investors and sign them to join your investor club. We tried doing that, and it's successful because everybody is going there. Now, one important lesson that we've learned along this journey is whenever everybody is saying do exactly the same thing, you got to take a step back and look the other way, which falls in line with one of our strong core values, which is daring to be unique. We always think of unique ways of how we could serve our demographic. And some of these unique ways, we've developed strategies that have helped accelerate our growth. And those are some of the strategies that we're putting out to you here today. And once you get on this journey yourself, we encourage you to always think outside the box, because you don't always want to follow the crowd. When you do that, you're going to be competing with a lot of people. That's what happened to us, going out to these networking events, real estate events, competing with a lot of people and not getting any investors. And that's how we're able to raise, drum roll, $0 on an amazing deal, because we were going to real estate investors, to real estate networking events to attract investors. But once we came back from that experience, we learned, we identified our customer avatar, built a brand around our customer avatar, and started going to where our customer avatar lives. We went to networking events that host our customer avatar, going to meet them where they are and serving them, educating them. And by doing that, we were able to build our investor base from 0 to 1,300 accredited investors who are ready to jump on any deal with us. By doing that, we were able to raise over $32 million of capital from my investors to acquire real estate assets. Now, you have your investors, you identify the networking events, you probably already closed the deal, or even before you close the deal. The third piece that is very important that you have to be mindful of is how you communicate to your investors. Again, everything goes back when it comes to branding and attracting capital. Everything goes back to your customer avatar. You gotta understand who you're trying to serve, who you're building a brand around. Your communication and your language has to be purpose for that avatar, right? Like, and let's say one other important factor when you close a deal is making sure that you communicate on a regular basis with your investors in a transparent and honest manner how your deal is performing. Because one of the fastest way of growing your investor base is by providing value to your existing investors. They're bringing a ton of referrals. They're bringing a ton of other people that might benefit from this asset class. And that way you grow your investor base. And the chances of somebody that has been referred to you to actually invest on a deal is much, much higher than you going to somebody else that is new. So guys, focus on building a solid brand. Focus on going to events that actually serve your avatar and educating them right there, and communicate in a very strategic manner that appeals to your avatar. And by doing that, you are going to attract as much capital as you need to close on your deal. And that's exactly what we've been able to do. Some of the other things we've done to be able to elevate our brand is by creating a meetup. We have a website that strategically communicates to our avatar. We create a meetup that provides value to members of our community. By creating a meetup, even if you don't have any experience, create a meetup, focus on multifamily investing, and then borrow the experience of somebody else and have them present on that meetup. Just by you presenting that meetup, it gives you credibility. You're borrowing credibility from somebody else. And when they come and present on your meetup, your community looks at you as somebody that's credible, that's providing value. One of the most important pieces of this whole business is value provider. And you do that by creating a meetup. Another piece that you do to elevate your credibility, going on to podcasts. There are thousands of podcasts out there that require content on a weekly basis, right? And they want to share really good stories of people that have gone through different challenges in life and are building something. The fact that you are on this call right now, listening to us on a Friday afternoon, means you have a powerful story. A story that it's forward by growth. You are looking to grow, right? That story is a fascinating story that other people want to be part of. Go share your story on podcasts. It helps you build credibility. And guess what, guys? We're going back to the avatar again. Go to podcasts that your avatar listens to. Now you see how important identifying who you want to serve is. Because imagine your avatar, and when you know what they do in the morning, right? If they're driving to work at 8 a.m. in the morning, you know they're listening to a podcast or this podcast, you want to go on that podcast, because once they listen to you over there, your credibility goes up and they want to be part of your investor community. That, guys, is how we've been able to successfully build a thriving investor community, and we continue to build that investor community and continue to grow. These are some of the podcasts that we've been to, and as you can see right here on the next slide, this is how we give value to the community. We go where our investors are, and we meet them in the community. We have great investor events, and we're able to provide value that way and answer any questions that they may have. All right, now you've built a solid investor base that attracts capital to you, that you've gone and closed a bunch of deals. What happens after you've acquired those deals? This is where the rubber meets the road. We're talking about maximizing returns. One of the great reasons why multifamily investing is such a great asset class to get into is because as an operator, you have the possibility of forced appreciating the value of that asset. And that forced appreciation happens on the asset management phase. Because in today's economy, for example, with today's cap rates, a single dollar increase in the net operating income in most markets increases the value of your multifamily asset by $16. That's a 16x multiple, guys. So by managing your assets very well and increasing your net operating income by a single dollar, you increase the value of your asset by $16. Now imagine assets where you're able to increase the net operating income by millions of dollars. That is how you create a tremendous amount of value for you and your investors. With asset management, it is very important that you have key metrics that you're tracking. Metrics like the net operating income, which I mentioned, cash flow, you want to track that as well. You want to track occupancy rates. You want to track rent growth. You want to track the number of leads that you're getting on a weekly basis, as far as like new tenants that are applying to your building. Tracking leads helps you see how effective your marketing is. And then one other important piece of asset management that often doesn't get mentioned. Like if you listen to a lot of our real estate presentations, we talk a lot about KPIs and numbers, but one of the most important pieces of asset management, it's actually people management. When we buy these assets, we hire experienced property managers to manage the assets on a daily basis. These property managers have the entire team that stay on the assets on a daily basis. You, as the owner and operator, one of the most important skills you have to develop is how to manage people. And a lot of this, when we started, we were focused a lot on KPIs, making sure this is done, making sure this is done. But along the way, I had an opportunity to spend a day with one of our billionaire mentors and flew to one of his properties and saw how he operated with his property managers. And through that observation, I was able to see the importance. And through that observation and sitting down with him after that, I was able to see the importance of people management. And he told me this, he was like, Leslie, listen, there's no way I would have been able to get to where I am if I didn't learn how to manage people. You know, like running, working hard and doing a lot of that, that's the get rich game. But to get really wealthy, you got to learn how to manage people. And when you manage people very well, you take very good care of them, they're going to take very good care of your assets. This is somebody that has assets all over the country, right? And he is able to manage those assets very well and provide great returns for himself and his investors. So people management, guys, is one thing that a lot of people don't talk about, that we focus on here at Excite Capital. We make sure that we treat our managers very well. We give them benchmarks to hit. And once they hit those benchmarks, we make sure they're well taken care of. And by doing that, we're able to provide great returns to our investors. So that's one strategy that you could implement yourself when you go out and buy these assets, so you could provide great returns to your investors. Tenny, I need a break. I've been talking too much, man. You got some water for me?
I got you, man. Just look around the corner to get some water. Hey, guys, listen.
I'll let you take it out here and get into the case studies.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, guys, listen. All of these sounds great. And I'm hoping you guys are getting a lot of value. You're taking notes, and you're dropping a lot of questions in the chat. We're going to be walking you all out through a case study of an example of a deal that we basically did everything that we just talked to you all about so far. Leslie, can I see the next slide, please? So this deal, the view at St. Andrews, I can still remember very well driving that deal. I drove down, it's a hill. I drove down that hill in 2020. That's when I first saw the deal. Drove down the hill, went into the deal, saw the deal, called Leslie up. I was like, yo, I saw this deal. This is a good asset. It looks like we'll be able to come here and add value to it. Well, it would be great if we can get it. Guys, guess what? We on the road the deal. Basically, the broker that's giving us this deal, the same process. Reached out, saw him on CoStar Power Brokers, reached out to him on LinkedIn. We met. He sent us this a bunch of deals. We went through a lot of them, and then we found this one. We underwrote the deal, and the deal penciled. When I say the deal penciled, it means that the return metrics that we have projected for our investor is working. So Leslie looked at it because Leslie was underwriting the deals at the time. He was like, dude, the deal penciled. I'm like, yes, it penciled. Let's submit an offer. You're like, no, we cannot. Let's verify very well. Guys, the beautiful thing about this is you you as a self is not the only one that can actually determine if the asset is good. You have yourself and you have the bank. And you have partners too that can actually look at this and say, okay, yeah, this is a viable investment. Because for the bank usually takes the highest risk in these deals. For them to lend you money on the deal, they want to make sure that the deal works out. So Leslie was like, man, let's reach out to our debt broker. Let's reach out to who this. Let's just verify and make sure this deal works. We did everything, the deal penciled. We submitted an offer on the deal. The broker took our offer, said, you guys got the deal. And guess what? They give the deal to somebody else. And we were like, oh my God, after all of this work, we lost the deal. But afterwards, the broker came back. I was like, that group backed out. You guys got the deal now. So after like 3 weeks, the guy came back to us. Anyways, we ended up buying this deal. This deal was a 1970s deal. As you can see on the picture on the right, on the bottom right. The interior doesn't look good. The exterior, there's no dog park or playground for the kids. We observed that the interior of the property needs a lot of uplift. The community as a whole require a lot of uplift. So we're like, well, we're going to come in here. We're going to spend some money. We're going to bring this property to a level where people will be happy living in, right? So we spent some money into in the property. It was 132 units. We went ahead and renovated. Let's go back to the last slide, please, if you don't mind. We went ahead and renovated about 32 of those units where we brought it to standard apartment. Remember 1970s deal? And now we're able to bring the unit now to a 2021, 2022 kind of renovation, right? We held the deal for 21 months. And in that 21 months that we held the deal, we gave our investors 7.1%. How are we able to do this? Is because we added value to the community, right? That's simple. If you add value to things, people will want to pay money for it. And in this case, our customer is the tenant. So we took care of our tenant by adding value to the property. We gave our investors now that invested in the deal about 7.1% average cash on cash, which is low bucks money. And then we gave them an average of close to 30% average on our return. And in December of 2022, remember, April of 2021, December of 2022, in 21 months, we were able to force appreciate the deal for $12.55 million to $17.8 million. Remember, Leslie just talked about maximizing your return. This is exactly what it is. And this is what we've been implementing in Excite Capital. This is what we've been teaching our students. This is exactly the process to create wealth. And over that period over the period that we held this deal, guys, we distributed $6.492 million. This is cash. I'm not talking about, some kind of stock, cash that we distributed to our investors from the time we bought the deal to when we exited in 21 months. Here, my friend, is what's called value. Here, my friend, is what we call wealth creation. And this is what multifamily real estate can do for you. Now, let's go to a recap on what we've talked about so far. So we've talked about creating deal flow. And I've shown you an example of how we actually did it here in Excite Capital. And that's what we're continuing to do. And that's what we're continuing to share with the folks that are looking to come in this journey with us. Leslie, I've talked to you about not how to go ask for capital, but how to attract capital. There's a huge difference. We've given you some strategy on what you can do today to attract capital. And then finally, you find the deal, you have the capital, you get to work, and you give your investors return by taking care of your tenants. You combine this, you build wealth for yourself and your family, and then you get financial freedom, like we talked about. Your journey to financial freedom starts right here with us. What we encourage you to do is to take the first step and seize the opportunity that's waiting for you to get into acquiring multifamily real estate. And I'm sure a lot of you know what's going on in the market right now. Interest rate went up, the debt, the inflation went up, and that has kind of made the transaction volume drop significantly, over 60%. But guess what? The Fed has signaled that they're not going to increase interest rate anymore. Some people, that debt is coming due, folks that bought with short-term loan, and that is going to open up a lot of opportunity for folks like us and like yourself that are looking to get into multifamily, for you to buy some of these deals at discount, because they will be forced to sell because that debt is coming due. So seize this opportunity and make sure you gain financial freedom. Leslie, please, can I see the next slide?
Yes, sir. Some are calling this once in a lifetime opportunity.
And this is one of our mentee, Amir, and I'll just let you hear from him.
Excite Capital, Leslie Tenney. I just wanted to shoot this quick video and tell you guys thank you. The course itself prepped me, but it's really the one-on-one that I get to have with you both that have really sharpened my skills. You know, I came in here, thought I knew a lot, you know, owning 114 to 66 units now, all single family. But what you guys have taught me is where I see, you know, a lot of the other guys that I was actually contemplating about where they have made mistakes and you guys have not. So, you know, understanding how to pick markets, why to pick certain markets, and the micro and macro things that you guys are teaching has set me up for phenomenal success. You know, within the first 3 months, I've already toured a unit. You guys actually even flew out to come and see me and do this with me. So, you know, I don't know for a lot of others, but I do know for those that are on the fence on joining Excite and you two specifically, there shouldn't be, you know, a doubt in mind. I've gotten to the place that I've gotten to by paying my way forward to cut the learning curve, and I didn't make my decision lightly. So for whatever it's worth, you know, those are my 2 cents. Excite Capital, Leslie Tenney. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
And that's just one of all our students that we have currently that we're working with providing them guidance, because this is not something that you can easily just go by. You need guidance on how to actually go in, get these things done. Now, today, what we shared with you, you can go try it, you can go do it. Everything we shared with you, you can try to do it. And of course, ask questions right now. We're here live with you. You have access to us. But if you want for us to get to you and give you a personalized guidance, please, I would encourage you, scan the code right now, bring out your phone, scan the code, book a strategy call. But that doesn't mean that you're going to get in, because this is a very highly selective program. We make sure we make availability for folks that are serious. And in order for we to know that folks are serious, we got to go through an interview process. So if you want to be a part of that interview process for us to know if you're a qualified candidate for this program, please scan the code and then we'll get to you and have a conversation. Leslie, you wanted to add something there?
Absolutely. I just wanted to add that you got to know we appreciate you joining this call, and we are launching as you heard from Admir. We've had a one-on-one immersive mentorship, which is very selective, and we've taken on a very few students on that one. And then so we've spoken to a lot of members of our community who are probably not really ready to take that big step yet, but want to get in and get a deeper dive, or people that want to go out there and do a little bit of stuff on their own. And so we decided to create this multifamily mastery mastermind, which we're going to be launching on June 1st. And this mastermind is for people that are aspiring real estate investors, people that are already experienced in one aspect of real estate investing, maybe doing flips, maybe doing wholesaling, and want to scale to like true wealth building that's creating real generational wealth with buying these large apartment buildings, and other financially conscious individuals, or even 9-to-5 employees, daily grind, and are looking for something else that can provide true value, true financial freedom for themselves, which is something that we've been able to accomplish ourselves. So this program is for you if you fit in any one of those categories and you're ready to come in and do the work. Now, if you are out there and if you are one of those that is just looking for like a get-rich-quick scheme, this is not for you. And if you're unwilling to work, if you're one of those that believe that real estate investing is true, it's 100% passive, I'm just going to sit there and money meets me, this is not for you. If you just want to be a passive investor, we welcome you to join our investor community as a limited partner, and you're going to get great value from that. But if you're looking to be an active investor, to go out there and do exactly what we've been able to do, to learn from us so that you're able to shorten your learning curve and accelerate your growth, then this is for you, and it will require you to put in a significant amount of work. And if you're risk adverse, if you're just somebody that wants to stay in your comfort zone, you're just happy with where you are in life, this is not for you as well. So again, this is not for everybody, and that's why we go through a very rigorous interview process before we select whoever joins any one of our programs. Now, on that note, it's very important that you understand the why behind everything that we do. When we came on board as founders of Excite Capital, we spent a significant amount of resources investing in ourselves. We started with one mentorship program, realized it wasn't what it was pushed out to be, went to another, realized it wasn't the same thing, went to another. Why do we keep doing this? Because we understood the importance of walking down the path of somebody else that has already walked that path before to shorten your learning curve. Because the most valuable thing you have is your time, right? So if I'm able to buy back time by hiring somebody else that has done it before me, I will gladly do it. And to this day, I still invest significantly in mentors. We still invest significantly in coaches as founders so that we could continue to accelerate our growth, And one of the things we discovered when we started going to all this program is there's a lot of gatekeep. People say they want a mentor, they want a coach, but they don't give out the information that you need to succeed. They give you just enough to get you excited, but not enough to get you there out there and going out and doing things. And we were so frustrated by that. We wanted to change that. So when we started, we've been mentoring people ever since we started our journey. And we've had some really great, amazing success stories, which you'll get to see. And we want to continue doing that because we want to create other platforms like Excite Capital. That is something that is very fundamental in our why we created this platform. We want others, especially minority investors, to go out there and be able to acquire these assets themselves. So learn from our mistakes, shorten your learning curve so that you could accelerate your growth and create amazing wealth for you, for yourself and your family. And here's an example of someone that we've mentored over the years. Now, it's important because everything we've shown for you today from the asset acquisition side is exemplified by what we did on the view. Everything we showed you is exactly what we did, and we've eliminated all the mistakes and shortened it to where you just have to do what makes you successful to be able to close a deal like the view. Same thing here with our mentee, Dr. Nkem. We met Dr. Nkem about 2.5 years ago at one of our Avatar conferences. She's a medical doctor, and we went there to those conferences to meet our avatar where they are to educate them about multifamily investing. She let us know that she wanted to do this actively and wanted to be mentored by us. And we took her as a mentee over those years, and we've been able to give her the strategies. She is an example of the kind of mentor that we need, the kind of a mentee that we want, right? She's an example of somebody that will go out there and do the work, take the strategies that we give, and go out and implement it, and is able to shorten our learning curve and achieve great success. And over this year, she's been able to invest in a couple of deals and even acquire a deal as a general partner, a 48-unit apartment building. And she's well on her way to close another 100-unit building in the next few months. This, guys, is your path too. When we met her, she had no experience whatsoever in real estate investing. The only investing she knew about was to save money and to invest money in the stock market like we are typically taught as busy professionals. She had zero social media presence, but you can go look her up today and see the amazing things that she's doing. We are super proud and super grateful that we had the opportunity to provide this much value to her and seeing her grow. And we are super proud and super grateful to pour that into you as well if you're ready to take that leap. So if you're ready to take that leap, join us on our Multifamily Mastery Mastermind or our one-on-one mentorship. Scan the QR code. We're going to schedule an interview call with you, and then we'll see if you qualify for the program. And hopefully, 1 or 2 people here can qualify, and we could get you on your journey of growth. On that note, we'll open it up to questions, unless you want to wrap it up or add something else, Tenny.
Absolutely. That's it. To be respectful of everybody's time, let's make sure we take your questions. I think some people have dropped some questions here. Let's see here. So we have a question from Abigail. So how are you aware if there are deals after your initial reach out? I'm not sure what you're asking, Abigail, but if they are,
I think she's asking about brokers. Like, how do you source deals after initial broker reach out? I think that's.
Oh yeah, you just ask, right? Let's say ask and it shall be given. So you just ask the broker after you reach out and congratulate them. one of the ways just to send them an email and say, hey, I'm looking to buy a 50 unit deal, a 100 unit deal, a 20 unit deal, this price range. Let me know if you have something like that. Another way is to go to that website and see if you find a deal that meets your criteria. If you find that deal, you send them an email and saying, hey, Tenny, I saw you have St. Andrews 123 on your website. What is the story about this deal? Can you give me some more information? And then you start the conversation from there. But you got to go in. You got to go in from somewhere. And the easiest way to get in, like I said earlier, is to give praises, congratulate them on their accomplishments. And then from there, you continue to work with them, give them feedback, and you go from there. I hope they answered that question. And I have another person here that says, my name is Adekunle Oni. I'm looking to dive into real estate. How much capital do I need to start? Do I need any certification? I don't know where to start. Any guidance will help you. So Adekunle, I would advise that you go ahead and just set up a strategy call. We'll get on a call with you, see what you're trying to do, and see if what we have is going to be a good way for you to get started. But to answer your question, guys, I came from Nigeria with nothing, right? You think raising $32 million to buy these deals, I have this person that gave me all this money? No. There's just a strategy, and the strategy is providing value. If you're able to provide value to people when it comes to education, when it comes to improving the community, when it comes to having conversation with folks, any kind of value you can do, people will pay for it, right? And that's how you do it. And again, we gave you some strategy here. Leslie talked about how you go to where your avatar is and give them value, expose them. Because I lived in apartments, but I never believed that I would be able to buy apartment. Right now, we're bidding for deals, multi-million dollar deals. I never believed that I would be able to bid in some of those deals. It's because I didn't know, right? A lot of the people we work with are busy professionals. They're accomplished in their respective field. And a lot of them have real estate, but not a lot of them know that they can actually go out there and buy these deals themselves. So what we're doing is providing that awareness, and now not just giving you that awareness, but showing you how, because that's where a lot of people get stuck. And we want to make sure that we don't stuck a lot of people in that process. Also, Leslie, there's another question here about what is like the start date, and what are some of the questions about, like, what are the start dates and stuff?
So we plan to kick off the mastermind on the first week of June. I think it's June 4th, Tuesday, June 4th, we're going to get it started. The one-on-one mentorship has already started, and the students are already getting amazing results like you see with admin.
Okay. And what would be covered in the mastermind?
So we're going to be going through everything you need to really create your own multifamily investing platform. From choosing markets, building that customer avatar, building a brand, building relationships with brokers, going through how to do like sniff tests on deals, bringing in deals. So you have unlimited deal flow. We're going to cover asset management as well. And it's also going to be an opportunity for you to take the strategies that we teach, go out, implement it, and come face any challenges, come and ask questions. You also get the ability to network with other people that are in the space, which could create opportunities for great partnerships. So it's going to be like a fascinating, a really, really valuable experience for anybody looking to get into multifamily. Anybody that has been part of our ecosystem. So one thing you know is like we are value heavy. So if you join in, just take 10 steps, we'll take 20 steps for you and push you forward, because our goal really is to create other apartment owners.
Thank you, Leslie. And I see there's another question that says, what are the common barriers new investors face when scaling from single family to multifamily investments?
Tenny, you want to take that one?
I think the barrier people face is, one is finding deals, two is raising capital, and three, of course, is managing those deals, just like we just covered here, right? Because one is, some people be like, okay, I'm going to go to Craigslist, I'm going to look for a couple of deals. You find the deals. How do I want to write the deal? What are some of the things I have to look for in the deal, right? Before I know that this is a good deal. So deal analysis is something that you have to know how to do. And basically what it teaches you is how to minimize your risk and increase your return on your investment, right? A lot of these things are things a lot of people don't know how to do. And of course, I will provide guidance on stuff like that. So those three things: finding deals, raising capital, because now think about it, you want to buy a $10 million deal and you have to raise $4 million for it, or $4.5 million for it. The question is, do I have $4.5 million in my bank account? And we'll just give you some insight on exactly how you can do that, right? And then of course, finally, you go in there, guys. Like Leslie said, this is not get rich quick kind of thing. You have to put in the work. We at Excite Capital, we have a weekly call with our asset managers, our property management company, where we review each KPIs on the deal and what the deal is performing. And the way if you're able to track the performance of the deal, you'll be able to know if the deal is having issues or not, and then you can come in and fix it. Some people just buy these deals and they just walk away, and then they run into troubles. Anyways, I hope that answered that question. I see another question here is, how does creating strong deal flow increase the likelihood of finding profitable multifamily properties?
So, Tenny, that's your question, but I think it's a numbers game, right? The more you get, the more you have the opportunity to pick from. Because this is not buying a multifamily asset, this is investing in a multifamily asset. It's a numbers game, so you have to evaluate a deal that actually has the value for you to present to extract as an investor. So you are investing, you're not just buying an asset to say that you buy it. So you have to dig in to actually find those deals that have a lot of meat on the bone, like we like to say, that you could acquire and take down and give a lot of value to your investors.
And what time? I think, well, to be respectful of people's time, I have a bunch of questions here. I see a lot of people give a bunch of questions, but I'm just going to pick few. I can't go through all these questions, guys. There's another one here that says, so as a new investor, what should I be looking for when I'm analyzing a deal?
So that's a very, very a heavy question. There are so many factors that you could get that you need to look at. The number one is location. You gotta be able to find a deal in a good location. Like they said, location. In multifamily too, jobs. You gotta find deals in areas that are growing, in areas that have a ton of jobs.
Population.
People, yeah. And then we also go into more details about structural aspects of the deals, the age of the deals, like the numbers on the deals. So that's a very, very heavy and detailed question that we'll get into more once we get into the mastermind.
Okay, and I'm gonna take two last questions. Let's see, we're over the hour. You talked about raising capital. I'm a medical professional. What do I need to do to be able to secure the capital I need to get into multifamily real estate?
Again, you just have to position yourself, position your brand, right? And then you identify the people that you want to serve. Like I said, communicate to them. Let them know that you're doing this and the reason why you're doing this. One very important factor is the why. You got to have a strong enough why. Your why is going to attract the people that have similar whys to join you. And again, we go into significant details on this. But you as a medical professional, oh man, you are in such a great position because our medical professionals, your colleagues will trust you because you're one of them and they'll want to be part of your investor group. So I highly encourage you to book a strategy call with us, and we'll dive in deeper on how you could leverage that background, because that's where we're from as well. You could leverage that to build your own platform.
Absolutely, guys, and that's all the question I can go through right now because I see we're over the hour. Please, if this is something you're interested in, please go ahead and scan the code, and then we'll see you on the other side. Leslie, I don't know, you have anything else to add?
No, it's been a fantastic afternoon. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you staying with us. And for everybody that's now on this call at the end, you have the opportunity to get on that strategy call. So just click on the link and then we'll get you going. All right, guys. Thank you. And have a wonderful weekend.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for your time.